Hacker's Test.
Section 4. You will hear a talk given by a professor in a class about food safety. First, you have some time to read through questions 1 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
Last time we discussed foodborne diseases and why they spread, and today we'll delve more deeply into the ways that food safety has and can continue to be strengthened. You'll all remember that food can act as a place for bacteria to duplicate in, which often leads to food poisoning. But theoretically speaking, it's completely possible to prevent food poisoning. Accordingly, the World Health Organization, or the WHO, has set forth 5 standards that it recommends for the hygienic management of food products worldwide. The first standard is the prevention of food contamination by human, pet, or pest-related bacteria. For many restaurants, this has been as simple as making sure sanitation and pest extermination standards are up to date. And it also means ensuring that staff follow health guidelines to avoid any accidental bacterial contamination of food. The second standard is the separation of raw and cooked foods. E. coli and salmonella are frequently referenced by food scientists as some of the most harmful bacteria living in animal-produced raw foods. Moreover, parasites, worms and mold can be found in many fish and dairy products. To stop cross-contamination from these nasty and potential infectious bugs, food storage standards are constantly evaluated by grocery stores and dining establishments across the globe. The third standard addresses the adequate times and temperatures for cooking food products. Dr. Darwin Sun, a professor at the University of Dublin, has established the widely accepted claim that the majority of foodborne bacteria die when food reaches an internal temperature of about 60 degrees centigrade. Food, especially animal products that remain at temperatures between 5 and 50 degrees centigrade, are within what the WHO considers the danger zone, where the number of foodborne bacteria can double in as little as 20 minutes. So that brings me to the fourth standard, which is the storage of food at proper temperatures. The United States Department of Agriculture, or USDA, has defined proper food storage guidelines, including the storage of food products at temperatures of 30 degrees centigrade or higher for no longer than 1 hour. Additionally, industrial refrigerators at restaurants undergo inspections twice annually in most countries to ensure proper storage temperatures. The WHO's final food safety standard deals with the use of safe water at food-related establishments. There have been significant developments in the design of filtration systems for drinkable water, and new systems have been put in place in many countries. This has led to overall water quality improving worldwide by nearly 10% since 2014. Unfortunately, however, lesser developed countries still face many difficulties with access to safe water sources. Further problems also lie in the inconsistent health and safety standards for each country with relation to water filtering and food production. That now leads me to the next part of my talk, which is about the effectiveness of food safety practices in our own country. Here in the UK, the Food Standards Agency oversees food safety and hygiene. In 2006, food sanitation legislation was modified and new mandates were passed. Restaurants nationwide now work toward meeting these updated regulations, which cover many elements of hygiene. Still, there is a lot of room for improvement. For example, although many restaurants offer dietary details on their menus regarding food allergies, intolerance issues, or other dietary restrictions, it isn't mandatory. More transparency in general, so that food retailers and restaurants make it clear how much of each thing they are using in their products, is very important. While restaurants have to list all ingredients used, they are not yet required to list other specific amounts of, things like fat, sugar, and sodium content. Once they do, this will make customers aware of what they are eating so that they can make their own informed decisions about health and safety. We should also have more information about the number of calories in each serving as well, both for customers and inspectors. Since such massive amounts of food are being shipped around the world, it's challenging to guarantee food safety even with regular inspections, so having more information is important. For our next class, we'll look at the globalized food chain in more detail, but for now, I'll respond to your questions about today's lecture.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers.